Thank you very much. Welcome to Avalon and welcome to Scandinavia. Disclaimer, I will be making forward-looking statements. We've got a number of projects active at the moment, so bear that in mind. Okay, just quickly corporately, we have just over 500 million shares on issue, market cap at the moment of around about 24 million, cash of about $2.3 million. Top 10 shareholders hold about 55% of our stock, and we've got some very, very good long-term shareholders in our top 10. A few of them are shown there. The top three are European high net worth individuals who have a very positive long-term view of the copper market and are very excited about what we're doing in terms of lithium and gold in Scandinavia as well. Okay, key points. Portfolio of lithium, gold and copper projects in Sweden and Finland. So we've got a very strong geographic focus, and we're in countries with a very long history of mining and incredible infrastructure. I'll return to this during the presentation. The quality of the infrastructure is phenomenal, very cheap power, lots of rail support, lots of road support, and a couple of countries that are fundamentally built on mining, and very skilled workforce for mining. And I get a lot of questions about whether we can operate there all year round. We absolutely can. We've been drilling 12 months of the year in the past. Whether it's winter or summer, we can get access to our projects. We can explore and we can mine 12 months of the year. So just quickly, I'll talk about KIETYÖNMÄKI lithium project. We have a drill rig turning there at the moment. So that's going to see some assay results starting to come out from mid-September. It's basically what we expect to be a slightly higher than average spodumene-bearing lithium pegmatite. So we have about a 3,000 metre drill program planned for that area. VISCARIA copper, I'll talk a bit about that. That's in northern Sweden. We have a mineral resource that was upgraded recently, 52 million tonnes at 1.2% copper. Within that, and a scoping study was released in December of last year and then upgraded or updated, I should say, in April. A mining inventory of 18 million tonnes at 1.2% copper. And you can go to our website and ASX website for details on the scoping study results, and I'll talk briefly about them here. And then SATULINMÄKI gold, that's located close to the lithium project. We're going to be drilling that one also within the next few weeks. And there's some pretty exciting historical results there with high-grade gold. So, as I said, geographic focus. So this shows you in the north, VISCARIA copper, next to the town of Kiruna, which is a mining town. It's just like a Broken Hill or a Mount Isa or a Kalgoorlie in northern Sweden, and our copper project is right next door. And then in the south, KIETYÖNMÄKI lithium, just out of Helsinki. Great location to be exploring and trying to define resources, and that's also where our gold project is. So first of all, let's talk about lithium and gold. This map shows the areas that we have under application for exploration reservations in yellow, and in the centre of that you can see the KIETYÖNMÄKI lithium prospect. That's a joint venture with a Canadian junior, which we struck in April, and we've started drilling about a week ago. So we're 100 kilometres out of Helsinki, very easy to get to. You drive up the freeway and then the highway. You stay at the town of Somero, which is just shown there, and access to site is very easy. We can drive right up to the outcrop. So this satellite image gives you some idea of what it's like. It's a combination of agriculture and forestry. The forestry is commercial as well. So all of this is owned by private landowners. They're certainly supporting our exploration in the area. So they'll farm barley and maize. They'll farm barley and maize in these areas, and then the trees are harvested every 30 or 40 years and feed into the very extensive pulp and paper industry that you see all up the west coast of Finland and the east coast of Sweden. So we're going to be drilling, or we are drilling at the moment, some of these pink holes, and then the historic holes are shown in black. So this prospect was actually discovered by the Geological Survey of Finland in the mid-80s. And they drilled a number of holes, put it up for tender. There was no interest. It sat dormant for a while, It was picked up by the Canadian junior in 2012, Nortec Minerals, and then, as I said, we struck a joint venture with them earlier this year. That's what it looks like. Again, the agricultural area in the foreground and the trees in the background. So our drilling is in amongst those trees. So it's about 20 or 30 metres higher than the agricultural area. This is a picture of a couple of our teams standing on the main outcrop of the spodumene-bearing lithium pegmatite. You can see the agricultural area slightly in the background. So I'll just deviate slightly. We have a great team. Two of them are shown here. We've got a booth at the conference. The rest of our team are out there. So we've got Bruce Rawlack on the left there, Chief Geologist. Bruce has been involved in many very large copper discoveries around the world. Extensive experience with Western Mining, Intrepid Mines, SolGold. Next to him is Ray Robinson. Ray has managed feasibility studies on very large copper gold projects all around the world. So Ray has led our scoping study at VISCARIA and is now getting his head around lithium and gold development opportunities in southern Finland. So just a close-up, back to the KIETYÖNMÄKI lithium. The red are the pegmatite dikes, that's what we're drilling. The black dots are the historic holes, and the pink dots there are the holes that we expect to drill as we try to define a resource. And this is one cross-section from the historical government drilling, and you can see on the right there tabulation of results. So there's some pretty decent grades in there, 1.5 up to plus 2% lithium oxide, certainly higher than a lot of the deposits you're seeing with some results coming out now. So that's what we're hoping for, a higher grade system. So let's talk about gold. So just to put you into context, the lithium project is here, KIETYÖNMÄKI, so that's just down there. And then just to the north, 400 metres north, is the RIUKKA gold prospect, and then 4 kilometres northwest is the SATULINMÄKI prospect. Again, both discovered by the Finnish Geological Survey. We think SATULINMÄKI looks a little bit better. We're pretty excited about it. And that's actually had 60 drill holes into it, but they've only tested down to a depth of about 70 metres below surface. And we're getting some pretty phenomenal results. That's what it looks like. Ferruginous and quartz-veined rock. This is a channel that was cut by the Geological Survey, 5 metres, ranging between 1.5 and 8.5 grams of gold. So some pretty decent results right at surface. This is an old exploration trench put in by the Geological Survey. And then we've taken all that data provided by the survey, put it into a 3D modelling package, and started to define a structural model that we're comfortable with and certainly forms the basis for our next round of drilling. But just to put you into the picture with some of the results, 25 metres at 3 grams, coming from in here, including 3 metres at just over 9 grams, 4 metres at just over 10 grams. And as I said, the vertical extent of this testing is only about 70 metres. So it's pretty logical for us to put a target zone at depth below that, and that's where our first group of drill holes will go, and we expect those to be started within the next few weeks. And VISCARIA. So we've moved from southern Finland to northern Sweden. We're 120 kilometres north of the Arctic Circle, which sounds horribly remote, but it's not at all. As I said, we're right next to a mining town of Kiruna. It's been there 110 years. And it's based on the world's largest underground magnetite mine. So this is a town with every form of mining contractor and consultant you can think about, and every form of infrastructure that you need for a new copper development. VISCARIA has been through a number of scoping studies and PFS studies. It has previously been assessed as a copper and iron producer, but we have completely removed any component of iron from any commercial assessment now, and this is a copper-only project. And it flies on that basis. If you make assumptions on copper price that we're confident will be appropriate as we go into development. So just to reinforce, this is a mining district in northern Sweden. We've got iron mines, we've got a very large copper mine, Aitik, 35 million tonnes a year, all linked by rail, those black dashed lines, and feeding into a copper smelter here that's owned by Boliden, so there's infrastructure in the area, or a port in Norway, Narvik, and that links down to another copper smelter operated by Oribus in northern Germany, in Hamburg. Our project site, very easy to get to on the outskirts of town. This is Kiruna, 20,000 people. We have a railway line right next to the copper deposit which has public access, and power is very cheap, it's renewable, it's hydro, and we're budgeting at 8 cents a kilowatt hour, but we'll probably be paying a bit less than that. So this is what it looks like. You'll see in a minute that our estimated capex for this development is $130 million US. It's low because we don't have to build a camp, we've got a town there. We don't have to build an airport because there's a commercial airstrip that has 3 flights a day in and out of Stockholm. We don't have to build a railway line because it runs straight past our development area, and the power line is already there running across our plant site. VISCARIA has 3 ore bodies, A, B and D, and A was mined in the 80s and 90s by Outokumpu. They pulled out 12 million tonnes at 2.3% copper. So we're now planning a development where we have an open pit on A and B and an open pit and underground on D zone. I've mentioned this earlier, so a resource of 52 million tonnes, and then within that resource our scoping study was based on a mining inventory of 18 million tonnes at 1.2, combination open pit that's running about 0.9 to 1, and underground that's ranging from 1.4 up to plus 2% copper. And these were the results of the scoping study released through an updated version in April of this year. So we're considering a 2 million tonne per annum scale plant, very simple processing, crush, grind, flotation, producing just over 20,000 tonnes of copper in concentrate a year. As I said, $130 million capex, of which some of that is to get into the underground position as quickly as we can, because that's the high-grade material. So we're fully expecting these numbers to deliver an all-in sustaining cost of less than $2 a pound copper. We've done this modelling at $3 a pound copper, which from our discussions with analysts, with commodity traders, we're pretty confident is a number that will coincide with our expected development timetable of a decision to mine in 2018 and producing copper in probably 2020. Just quickly on D-Zone, and we delivered some outstanding results last year. We had one drill hole that delivered 27 metres at 2.6% copper. The market was so terrible last year we got no reward for it, but it's there and it forms the basis of a very robust development proposition. So we've expanded the resource down to here, and then we've drilled a couple of holes outside that resource that have also delivered plus 2% copper. We're very confident that we're going to see extensions of those to depth. So again, the resource, in our opinion, will grow, and it will grow in the high-grade portions, which is what we want to see. This is why we think it'll grow. So the host to the copper is magnetite, so you can easily model magnetite using geophysics. So these colours represent 3D models, 3D magnetic models of the host rock to the copper. These are the 2 holes that we drilled just outside of our resource boundary, and these modelled magnetic host units are extending to at least 1 kilometre below surface, and our drilling is down to about 500 metres below surface. So once we have the right structure for an adequate funding package, we'll be going back in there to drill some more holes. In terms of timetable, our scoping study was delivered in December last year. We updated it in April. We're now undertaking work, so we're expecting another update to the scoping study in 2017. But in the meantime, we're continuing with our environmental baseline studies, stakeholder engagement, to enable us to submit documents for an environmental permit. We already have mining leases, but environmental permit is the last permit we need to make a decision to mine. So, key points: lithium, copper and gold in Scandinavia, very good focus, wonderful countries, incredible infrastructure, road, rail, power and low-cost power, no weather restrictions. We're drilling at the moment on KIETYÖNMÄKI, results coming through from the middle of September in terms of assay results. VISCARIA, advanced, robust project, very doable in an environment of an increasing copper price, which is what we expect to see over the next few years. And SATULINMÄKI gold project, we'll be drilling that in the next few weeks as well, so hopefully we'll have some good results to deliver into the market on that one. And investment proposition, great team. We've got geology, engineering and finance very well covered by an experienced group of resource executives. Advanced stage projects, we're not at the early end. We're moving these projects through towards development decisions, and they're all supported by outstanding infrastructure. Low sovereign risk, Sweden and Finland, great countries to operate in. As I said, geographic focus. We've got a commodity spread to manage risk. Very strong shareholder base, and we're sitting at a 24 million market cap, which in our opinion is lower than where it should be. So thank you very much for your time.